Hello and welcome back to News and Politics. So, Prince Mashele wants to start a political party. That's interesting. So, I saw something that I found very bizarre about Prince Mashele. I saw an interview that he did with the State of the Nation presenter or YouTube channel and the real State of the Nation. So I saw that, and then he was making so many bold statements, and I'm like, this man must be so brave, because the statements that he's making here about Cyril Ramaphosa, those are very brave statements. And I just didn't understand why, as a political analyst, he would open himself up to like lawsuits and the wrath of Ramaphosa. I didn't get it, but now it's starting to add up. It's starting to make sense. Guy thinks that if he gets 2 billion rands, he can bankrupt all the ANC of their votes. He thinks that he can take votes away from them. He thinks that it's easy like that. He can build structures in communities and villages and so forth. Let's listen to this clip and then I'll be back with the rest of my commentary.
But no, there is another way of looking at it. You see, the problem with these white business people who give money to Cyril, they can't use their imagination. That's the problem. All they see,
I like what's coming.
Yeah, all they see, it's Cyril on the one hand and the DA on the other hand, and Kosaza. That's all they see.
Yeah.
But here is the thing. Let me ask you a question so that you can. There's a point I want to make. Do you know a gentleman called Bantu Holomisa?
Yes.
We all know, right?
General.
Yeah, ex-general, right? We all know him. Is he a corrupt man? What you know? What you know?
No. I would think light corruption.
Yeah, you see, it's interesting. This is the point I want to make. Why is it that white business didn't pick on Holomisa and say, we are going to pump a lot of money behind you?
You're our guy.
You are our guy. We can see that your problem is that you are a one-man show, but it's because you don't have resources. We will make sure that we have the necessary resources to build a formidable machinery that is going to topple the ANC. Why didn't they do it? It's
Very
because they cannot imagine. Here's the thing. Elections are about money. If you gave me 2 billion tomorrow, let me tell you, I would remove the ANC in 2029. They would even get 10%. Give me that money, I'll show you how to do it.
But what would you do with it?
But then they took the money.
You build a structure.
Yeah, I would build a massive movement in South Africa, in every village. Yeah. I would print T-shirts. I'll print 40 million T-shirts.
PM ones.
Yeah. I would print 40 million T-shirts.
Get the right PM.
In South Africa, how many people do we have? 63 million, right?
Yeah.
Assuming adults are 40 million.
Right.
Just make sure that every adult South African wears that T-shirt. If you do that, suddenly this party that looked like a one-man show, it's now a mass movement. And then that party wins elections. So what did they do? They took money and fed the monster. That's what I mean by lack of imagination.
But let me ask a question now. Is the white businesses, or let's call them corporate, completely captured? Is it too late? Because they all have DEI on the board, PIC as a shareholder, unions,
those are still alive. We must follow them. We must make an example of them. We must collect all of them and jail them. And society must see them rot in jail.
Now, I said after the last election and the announcement of the cabinet that the position that I was most excited about was the appointment of Angie Motshekga as Minister of Defence, because it guaranteed that South Africa could never have a military coup, because she couldn't even run education, so she's hardly likely to whip the military into shape. But before we go on to the exit of the ANC, what did you make of the general chief of the Defence Force going and pledging allegiance to Iran recently?
No, I suspected that the general was sent by Ramaphosa to collect some dirty money. That's my honest suspicion.
Right.
I have no evidence about it. But I know that the ANC has a dirty relationship with Iran. By the way, the ANC has held meetings with delegations from Iran. And we have seen the pictures that they've taken in Lutula House. And after those meetings, by the way, suddenly the ANC can pay salaries. You know, the ANC had been bankrupt before that. So suddenly they have a meeting with a delegation from Iran. The ANC can now pay salaries. So my suspicion is that this chap was sent to collect dirty money. Because he's a general, his plane is not going to be searched. No one can search the aeroplane of a general.
Yeah.
So this guy can transport illegal US dollars No one will find that. Can the South African government transport legal US dollars? Definitely. US dollars were found in Ramaphosa's couch. Where did they come from? I think they came via such arrangement. So my strong suspicion is that this guy was there to collect dirty money. Ramaphosa knew about it. There is absolutely no way the chief of the army can travel and meet another chief of the army of another country without the president knowing. Remember, the president is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. What if this guy was going to collude with Iran to stage a coup? And you say you are a president, you don't know. It means you are a useless president. There is absolutely no president who is not useless, who would allow a general to travel outside the borders of his state. Even if the general had gone to Swaziland, as the president, you are the first to know before.
Can you substantiate that? Can you prove that? It was just like a shocking statement for me. I'm like, why would you say that? Like, can you prove it? That's a very bold statement to make. And usually if you're not like a politician, you don't have to make such bold statements, right? But yeah, now it makes sense why Prince Mashele would go as far as making those statements. Yeah, no, I don't think it's that easy, Prince. If it were easy, DA would have done it. They have backing, they have financing, they've got more than 2 billion. They are well funded, well supported by people of all races, by the way, in our country. So if it was that possible, they would have done it. Action SA would have done it. If all it took was money, was 2 billion and printing t-shirts, then it would have been done already, sir. It's not that easy. You need to deal with the psyche of people. There's a reason why people vote for ANC. There's a reason why the majority of people in Limpopo vote for ANC. Do you know what that reason is, Prince? Or you're just talking and you think it's easier to take t-shirts? Your truths, your honest truths are not going to be the solution. People don't want to hear truth. And I feel like the fact that you want to speak truth and you want to be open, and sometimes I agree with a lot of your truth, I agree with a lot of your truth sometimes. But you speaking truth does not mean that people want to hear that truth. And that's the problem with our people. It will take like a fundamental shift in education, a fundamental shift in our society. It will take time for people to literally stop voting for people that hurt us. It will take time for people to stop voting for ANC. If the education system is not fixed, forget. People are not going to start voting for the ANC because you are coming with your truths and you are telling people you ran away, or you are saying to people, Julius Malema ran away from Limpopo where there's land to Joburg. People don't want to hear that. People don't even want to be objective. EFF voters don't even want to be objective. It will take a lot of political education. It will take a lot of education in general. So please, Prince Mashele, this is just so bizarre and weird. I was like, what? So who's going to be the president of your party? Is it going to be you? Not that I'm not saying that you're not capable. I'm just wondering, like, are you planning to open a party? Are you going to be the leader of the party? What's going on? This is interesting, guys. I can't wait to see this unfold. I do like sometimes the honesty in his analysis when he's analyzing politics, but sometimes I feel like he over-exaggerates, man. Like he over-exaggerates. Like, oh, Cyril Ramaphosa is gonna go to jail. I'm telling you, he's gonna, like, bruh, they couldn't take Zuma to jail. Why do you think they're gonna take Cyril Ramaphosa to jail? Zuma could not stay in jail. I don't know. I'm just not buying it. I feel like you over-exaggerate just to go viral. That's just my opinion, and it doesn't make it a fact. That's just the way I see things. I don't think that you are very honest. You are not honest. Prince is not very honest, especially about the book launch. The biography that he wrote about Herman Mashaba. And then he literally, with boldness and confidence, said that he funded the book. So maybe you do belong in politics, honestly. I think we may underestimate you. I think maybe you do belong in politics. The way you can literally tell lies boldly so, without flinching, that tells me that Prince belongs in politics. Only a politician can do that. No one else. Only politicians do that, like with confidence. Like you're lying to the whole country in front of cameras. You're not even shy or afraid that it can come out that you are lying. Only Prince Mashele and politicians can do that. So maybe we are underestimating your political wit. Maybe we are underestimating you. So, but yeah, another thing, just to be objective, Prince Mashele never said, okay, nah, he did say by 2029. I was about to say, he never said, give me a certain time period. But no, he said by 2029, which is very unrealistic, man. Please, like, try and tell the truth. Try and tell that. We are tired of political parties that spring forth and they are based on lies and false promises and all of that. Try, tell the truth. How are you going to do it? How exactly are you going to make sure that ANC goes below 10%? It's impossible. You're not a party. Like, do you think those people don't know what they're doing? Do you think the DA, Action SA, EFF, all of these parties don't know what they're doing? Ah, man, like, honestly, this is weird. But anyway, to each their own. If Prince Mashele wants to start a political party and get 2 billion and print T-shirts, let him do that, and then let's see how it unfolds. My name is Nikiwa. I'll see you in the next one.